when everybody's screaming at each other, I'm not wasting my breath to jump in and try to make a point when it's not going to be heard. Mm-hmm. When people are emotional, they're irrational. So I let them sit and beat the crap out of each other. And then when it's all over, I'll listen to both sides, because you don't always know the full story, right?
And so I watched the first episode of season 12. I'm so excited. What are you most looking forward to? What are you most nervous about for viewers to see this season?
So this season you see more of a raw side to me. Like, I get a little emotional. I go through a lot. And usually I have this tough exterior. You've only ever seen me cry over my dogs or whatever. But you see a whole range of emotions with me, which I don't like to show.
And what
it's not my style.
Yeah. What would you say kind of triggered those emotions this season?
So you see a lot of my personal story has changed. Mm-hmm. And moving, coming this far to through the years, I always said the second half of my life is going to be for me. Mm-hmm. And I'm struggling with that. There's a lot of changes that have to be made that you'll see even in the later part of the season in my life, that to move on. And I'm used to like my comfort zone, and I got to get out of it. It's uncomfortable for me. Everything about it is uncomfortable.
Right. We do see in the first episode that there's a little tension between you and Frank over his new girlfriend, and how, maybe he's not being able to get things done around the house because he's more concentrated on that. Did that give you guys a lot of tension, his new relationship?
No. That's not what it was. I have no problem with Frank and his relationships. Mm-hmm. We've been divorced now for 20 something years. So us moving on in our personal lives has never been an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. So you approve.
It shouldn't be. I mean, people that are separated and divorced and done with each other, when you're done with someone, you shouldn't care who they're with. You should want them to move on and want them to be happy.
Good. Did he get all those doorknobs on the doors?
Thank God, yes.
I love it. I know that, speaking of relationships and things like that, we will see your relationship, or I think that we see your relationship with David play out this season. We know that you guys are no longer together. I mean, was that a tough experience for you to go through on camera?
Oh, God, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sure him too, we haven't really spoke, but, well, it hasn't aired yet. So the thought of that, I know what I signed up for. And when something in your life changes, it's only fair to everyone to share it with them, and I've always been very honest with everything from plastic surgery to my relationship with Frank and my relationship with the girls. I've always been honest. And I just have to say that this was really hard for me because I'm not an outwardly emotional person. Mm-hmm. I internalize things. I go off in a room, I hide alone until I'm over it. It's only recent that I've had shared feelings with girlfriends. Mm-hmm. This is new to me. In the past 7 years of being on the show, that's something that's changed about me, is, being a girl's girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've always been pro girl side, but for me to be the one that's needs to talk or wants somebody to do something for me, uncomfortable.
Yeah. You said that
having a party for me.
Right. Yeah. So this was a totally different experience for you this time around then.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you said that the two of you haven't really been speaking that much. Are we going to find out why? Obviously, we'll find out why the two of you split, but was it more just growing apart and at different stages in your life?
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, I say that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a time to move on from things. Mm-hmm. And it was not for any reason, but I can, I'm sure he has nothing bad to say about me. I have nothing bad to say about him, but it was just time,
Yeah, definitely. And I know recently you did post a photo with your new boyfriend, your new relationship. I mean, what makes this relationship different? And are you the happiest that you have been in a long time?
I'm very, very happy. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say too much about it because, it's new. You don't know what's going to. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing that's hard for me, wanting to feel normal and posting a picture and just having fun with, sharing that I'm like a little happy with, I don't know how to say, I'm getting shy. It's hard. All I can say is I'm very happy.
Good. I'm glad.
As you see, I'm uncomfortable talking about my, like, seriously, I need help.
Well, it seems like you're really happy, and it's like of course it's a new relationship. So you never want to, jinx it, I guess. Right.
Right. No, I don't want to jinx it. It is new. I'm very happy. Amazing person. That's what I can tell you. Like, so awesome.
Good. I'm happy for you. That's so great. And, obviously this season, we're going to have a lot of drama and a lot of things kick off. I think you and Jackie kind of go at it this season. I spoke to her recently. She said that the two of you have kind of a love-hate relationship. Would you agree? And that's how you would kind of describe it as well? Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
we do. As a matter of fact, I was just thinking about her this morning because I know her whole family had COVID and she had COVID, and I feel I should have reached out to her more. Like, I did call and check on her. Like, I text, like, I hope you're okay. But I should have checked on her more. I felt a little guilty about that. So, like, I want to call her later and say, Jackie, I don't think I was there enough for you. I know you were going through a lot. So I have to make it up to her somehow and give her a phone call.
Yeah. Well, it seems like
I do care about her. I do.
What can you tease what you two were arguing about?
So Jackie and I don't always see eye to eye on things. And one of them is friendship, right? Or maybe you'll see. Yeah, stay tuned. Just remember I said that.
All right. I will remember. This season in the first episode, we see a lot of people questioning Louis' intentions with Teresa. Some red flags were raised after this video was posted. I mean, what was your reaction when you first saw that? And did you see any of these red flags as well?
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
People are entitled to their opinion. I saw the same things that they saw. However, I didn't see red flags from them.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the same thing Teresa saw. I'm okay. I'm not alarmed by it. What I see is how he is with her and how happy he makes her. Mm-hmm. And they've been together long enough where you would have seen by now if there was something. I have never seen her so happy. Mm-hmm. So how can I question that?
Right.
It's not like it's new. They've passed this threshold of new. They're engaged. They live together. They spend every moment together. By now, there would be obvious problems if all that was true. That's how I feel.
The house husbands on Jersey are a close-knit group of guys. And the first episode, we see Joe, Gorga, and Louis kind of maybe having a little bit of tension. How does Louis kind of fit in with the guys?
I think he fits in just fine. I think that he rolls with the punches. How they kind of like bust around with each other. I think Louis is right up there with them. Mm-hmm. I think he's a good fit.
Yeah, that's good. And has Teresa done any wedding planning so far? Are you involved at all?
No, actually, I'm not sure. She has so much going on. I spoke to her last night. She's in Aspen right now with Louis' family for her birthday. But she, I don't know as far as wedding plans. I know they have they have a vision of what they want. Yeah. So, with COVID, it's really hard to plan. And it depends. Do they want a destination wedding? Do they want one here? I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be spectacular no matter what.
I saw the engagement was like,
Right. If that's any indication, we're in for something special. This season, there seems to be an explosive fight between Margaret and Teresa. It looks like it can kind of maybe parallel to the table flipping. What can you tease about that? I mean, was Margaret trying to be a good friend? Did this have to do with something with Louis? Kind of tease me what you can about that.
So Teresa, just one thing you have to remember is Teresa's very protective of her family and the people that she loves. And Margaret is very much a friend who's a hands-on person and, kind of like, I know both of them and their personalities and what they're fighting over is like two extremes. Mm-hmm. It's just, Teresa's extremely personal with her feelings and private with her feelings. Even as I know, we have an unwritten rule. Mm-hmm. We don't ask about each other's business. unless it's brought up.
Yeah.
And, you know, Margaret is an open book. So I have two different relationships with two polar opposite people. And I know how to delegate that. Like, I know that's something I wanted to speak to Teresa about, but it's something I'd speak to Margaret about. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be offended if Teresa doesn't say something to me or share something with me. It's okay. Margaret doesn't have that kind of friendship with people in her life, so she's not understanding of it. That's my theory.
Got it. I'm sure that's hard to sometimes balance both those friendships, I would imagine.
Well,
we'll have to wait and see. And then this big storyline, which I'm sure is going to get a lot of attention this season, is Jennifer's relationship with her husband, Bill. At the end of episode 1, she confirms that her husband did have an affair. Were you shocked that she admitted to this? Did you know about this at all?
I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
And I had worked with Bill before the show, before I was on the show, before he was on the show. I was his one of his surgical assistants. And I didn't work for him. He would, you know, work at a surgery center. We worked in the same place.
Sure.
So I had no clue. But these type of things don't surprise me with anyone. I mean, this is, you know, it's human nature that these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not judging anyone for them.
Does this really take a toll on Jennifer this season?
Oh, sure it does. Yeah.
Were you ever fearful that her marriage wasn't going to make it? I mean, obviously this happened, you know, some time ago, I believe. So were you?
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I can't say the same for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I think even maybe Jennifer questioned it. Maybe. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it didn't break you when it happened, why should it break you in the future? So far along, you know.
No, that makes sense.
If it doesn't break you when it happens, it shouldn't break you, you know, past that. And if it does, most likely it's an excuse for something else.
Good point. No, that is a really good point. After the reunion, or during, maybe right before the reunion, there was kind of a back and forth between Melissa and Jennifer on social media. They, you know, harsh words were said by both. And in this first episode, we see Jennifer kind of ostracized a little bit from the group. Was that hard for you to kind of, you know, play both sides a little bit? Whose side were you on in that? And were the ladies welcoming Jennifer back?
So you'll have to stay tuned to see how that works. It's always hard for me when my friends are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I treat them like sisters. I am not going to take a side when they're bickering about something that I don't think is even necessary to bicker about. Mm-hmm. I'm a sounding board for everyone. If I have an opinion about something they said or did, I'll tell them on their own, not in front of somebody else.
Yeah.
And I don't jump in on those fights because nothing gets resolved. When everybody's screaming at each other, I'm not wasting my breath to jump in and try to make a point when it's not going to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
When people are emotional, they're irrational. So I let them sit and beat the crap out of each other. And then when it's all over, I'll listen to both sides because you don't always know the full story, right?
Right. Were you surprised that Jennifer decided to get a nose job by somebody that she found on Instagram rather than Bill?
No. I mean, it's unethical. Most doctors won't work on their own. And especially, I just, some doctors do. I mean, it's okay. I don't know if it's unethical what they say, but it's not typical that doctors like to work on their own family for a reason. And, if something had gone wrong with that nose job, Bill's going to have to hear it every time he walks through the door. So I think Bill was probably more than happy that she found somebody else to do it.
Yeah. Did you feel bad for her when a lot of the girls were saying that it was a bad nose job?
Did I feel bad for her? Yeah, because I'm a big advocate of plastic surgery and having it done well. And I mean, I don't know that Jennifer was even happy with her nose job.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a hard thing. It's your face. Scary.
Yeah. I know that you said that you obviously you've been open about what work you have done in the past. Is there anything that you still want to do? I mean, you look fantastic.
it's always a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
I've recently had my breast done by I got Sientra implants. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell anybody about my experience with them. They were amazing. Dr. Preminger on Park Ave did them. So I needed a lift and I wanted to change my implants. It was time. So I did a lot of research and so new Sientra implants.
Love it.